Swaggy Hollywood standing here live.
Watch this.
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feels like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hugs, putting in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach starting to stand on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Big, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
Big guys and go easy, off the easy, push easy. When my steppers are special kids, making picks and so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All my fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub. 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 That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, number one high school podcast starring Pat Oteezy, Jeremy McInnes, Whitfield Roderick, Coach Carr, and Ron Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out.
The Dub, baby. You heard it first. The Dub.
Hey, I'm Reginald Samples, 6A Division I state champion. I just want to give a shout out to the Dub, my favorite podcast and program.
Ron Murray, Mr. High School Holler, K104, the biggest out at the 214 day camp. Big shout out to DeQuinton Jackson, you know, the Duncanville All-World quarterback.
It was good. DeQuinton Jackson, shout out to the Dub High School Podcast.
Big shout out to the Dub, man. I see y'all making moves and doing what y'all need to do.
Salute. What's up, fellas? Get Willow back in here. What's up, fellas? Man, it's Sunday night, baby.
Yes, sir.
And everything's down. Everything must be up. He said YouTube must be tripping. It says up. It says up, Matt. Try it again.
Well, you know, you had that little delay, man. All that bootleg ass equipment you got.
You know what it was? It's sort of that, Willow. The problem was I was looking for the new intro, but I didn't label it in my videos. And now I got so many videos in there I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna find it.
I thought we had a guest host for Swaggy Hollywood.
Hey man,
I was laughing too.
Where is Swaggy, man?
That's Swag coming on.
I don't know if he's coming on today, but if he don't come on today, man, we negotiated to get Swaggy in on when the season starts to do the picks. I kind of like Swaggy doing the picks. If not, we have to get another guest host. We have to get
It would be Rise at the end of the year, wasn't it? No,
yeah, it would be Rise. I don't know if B Rise want to keep doing it or not. You know, he was slacking towards the end.
No, hold on. It was. I don't know who it was, man. Yeah, I think we was trying. I think after B Rise when we was like, you know what, we need to get Swaggy back. This ain't working out. B Rise.
Yeah, we're negotiating.
Yeah, we'll get it, man. We also, I think we're not gonna have Matt on every week either. So
what happened?
No.
Yeah,
Matt didn't renew his contract.
Matt didn't renew his contract. He got a cost of living bonus in his contract that right now we can't oblige that right now. So.
We need more sponsors. We need more sponsors. Tony.
So we need somebody to sponsor Wednesday night so we can get Mac back. If not, we're gonna do GoFundMe every Wednesday.
You're gonna have to do something because man, them people.
Hey, look, if we
go ahead.
If we don't get him, we have to get Matt Diggs on. We'll get Diggs Smack. He might get replaced. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Diggs back, you know. Hey man, these big time guys, you know, you gotta pay for their time.
Did we get Matt his trophy?
He did get his trophy.
Yeah, he did get his trophy.
Okay.
Yeah, he got it. When he get it? He got it during the NBA Finals or something when we hung out or something.
Okay, now I'm just making sure, man, because you know it's either that or them people told Matt you can't go on their show no more. You're making their show better than theirs. So I don't know.
There you go.
Well, he said that Matt said he still will come on, just like he do now. He will come on, but it just, you know,
but not every Wednesday.
It won't be an obligation there with. I don't know, man. Maybe we can interview my man right here, man. Solomon, man. That's my dog. He knew it upcoming. We gotta stick to the new and upcoming because these established folks cost too much.
Yeah, we still free over here. So.
Well, I don't know, Solomon. We got to be able to reach different demographics.
Well, with that being said, if you white or Latino and want to do picks or win, there you go.
Welcome to the show, Aaron. No.
Yeah, it's true.
No, man, but it's a great Sunday, man. We got a lot to kind of talk about. A lot of headlines went on, man. That's kind of what we gonna do tonight. Go over a few things. My allergies is kicking my behind. But we'll start off, man. First, we say what's up to my homies, man. How's your weekend, Solomon? Your holiday weekend?
It's been good. Like I said, I got a little 4-day weekend, so it's been good. Seen the family, seen the in-laws, and then we tapped in all these, you know, commitments and stuff going on. So we had a busy weekend.
Yes, sir.
Good busy though. Good busy.
Yes, sir. Bo Teaser, I saw you was out there. No, I'm gonna get to you last because we gonna get your insight on the booby commitment. That's what we'll go to first. Coach Carl, how was your weekend? How was your holiday weekend?
My holiday weekend was awesome. I had a great weekend, man. It was very, very, very good, man. I don't even remember what I did. What I do? I ain't do nothing. Listen, I went and worked out, right? So I went
That's
and
always
out.
good.
Yeah, I went and worked out and I played video games. But here's the deal, man. So I got on the elliptical for about 30 minutes, got about 3 miles, a little bit less than 3 miles in. And then I did my weightlifting circuit for about an hour. Man, I walked out the gym and I felt like my whole shirt was drenched. Everything was like, I was like, you know what? I ain't even tired. So I went home and played video games the rest of the day. And then I barbecued, put some chicken on the grills, you know.
Okay.
You know,
I didn't know you was Chef Will.
With this, I made a bacon burger dog. You know what I mean? Solomon, that might be before your time. You know what I mean? You might not know what bacon burger dog is. Okay.
I don't know if you said bacon burger dog. I don't know where you're going with that one, Coach Carl.
Yeah, that's an old reference. That's an old school reference. Yeah, that's an old school. I think that was a Cosby Show.
Yeah. That was his famous bacon burger dog. Yeah. That's a classic. That's a classic,
man. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Solomon. That's you all here with three
catching up.
With 4 old ninjas. You the youngster of the crew. B-Rod, what's going on, man? How was your weekend, brother?
Man, it was good, man. You know, I didn't do too much, man. I stayed in the house, but you know, I was just watching the picks and seeing the NIL deals, man. So that's about it, man. I've been pretty laid back weekend.
Okay. Speaking of NIL, we got Mr. NIL for the dub, Pat Boteezy. I saw how you can tell us how your weekend did. Just go ahead and give us how the Feasters family. I know you was over there with the Feaster family, so we'll get started with that one.
Well, the weekend right here, me and the wife got a new bike, so I'm actually gonna ride the bike live on the air and stuff. So we're gonna be doing that in a minute. I said I gotta get my talking points out real quick, and then I'll ride and talk to my boys that way. But man, great atmosphere, man. Appreciate Lee inviting us, and boy, you know Lee can throw down. Boy, the chicken was on hit. a gang of people there. Bro, I felt like I was at a reunion, boy. I was running to a lot of people I ain't seen in years. Got to see Tiger roll up and a lot of his former teammates come through there, man. It was awesome, man. Had other media in there, K104, some other random guys with cameras. I don't know who they was, but it was look. But I understand. But when the 3 years is up, because he said he plans on doing 3 years and heading to the league. Man, I can imagine that league party is gonna be just crazy, because that party was crazy, bro. We on a holiday. There was a guy down the street selling watermelons on the street, and he was mad because I had to park so far down the street. I was covering up his house in the watermelons, but I bought a couple of them from him. But the atmosphere was I'm sorry, but the atmosphere was dope, man. I was really surprised by it, but some other people say they already knew. Interviewed Lee, he said he kind of knew already and all that stuff. But man, hey, I look forward to him being at SC. My son stay in LA, so I'm gonna be hitting him up for tickets when I go to LA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how was it? I'm pretty sure Wednesday you would you would have.
I got a lot of videos.
I guess your videos and stuff, right? Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'll shoot you one or two if you want to play them before the end of the show, because I got videos I haven't even released yet.
Oh no, you good. We're saving for Wednesday. I do. You probably will have them for Wednesday, so I wasn't tripping. I didn't want you to kind of give us a verbal of what it was like. I saw it. I saw the video. If y'all didn't seen it, we got it. It's on the page on Facebook. We'll put it on the YouTube page. Man, I was surprised. What's the reaction from it? I'm surprised because I know how the Feasters they love claiming Louisiana, Shreveport.
Yeah.
Even though it's really East Texas, but we ain't gonna argue about it.
Yes, sir. I would say the feeling in the room was it was kind of like, oh, okay. It wasn't like overwhelming, like if he said he was going to UT.
Yeah.
UT, it probably, yeah. You probably heard it too.
It looked like just from your videos, Pat, when he said SC, I think people were more shocked than they were excited. You know what I'm saying? They like, wait a minute, huh?
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Bro, the banana out the tailpipe right there, man. I thought that was a pump fake. He stayed true.
It felt like I mean, the cool that what Coach Carr just said was the sentiments, because I kind of had to chime in with the whoa after that, because I'm like, okay, we got a little bit more reaction. About 250 of y'all here, but
Jokers didn't know what to say.
They didn't know what to say, but yeah, because I mean, Alabama would have been a good choice. I think they had Alabama, LSU, A&M. And of course USC on the table, and they had the jars where you would put the balls in for what team you thought he would go to, and LSU and A&M was filling up quick, and USC was looking a little lonely over there. But hey, he had the room full for real.
Hey, USC knew what they was doing over there, sitting in that corner.
Yeah, they did.
Hollywood behind them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you got Keenan Peele doing commercials about Booby, calling you Booby Feaster, you know what I'm saying? And you going viral, and you going to Cali, you going to Hollywood. Booby about to be in commercials, videos, like all type of crazy stuff, man. Like for him, he gonna do his thing on the football field, but for him outside of football, and for what he has been able to accomplish, that's a great decision for him, man.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it too, because I mean, we all know wherever he goes, he gonna ball out in 3 years. No injuries or anything. 3 years, he's out of there. But California, I mean, we got a lot of quarterbacks from California. They go back and throw during the summers in California. Right. He's got a lot of network and relations, businesses in California, like you said, NIL. He's presentable. He's got the face to be on TV. He gonna be taken care of at USC, and the football just gonna.
And he got the name, man. Like Booby gonna be on all type of commercials, everything. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna be so like, yeah. That's
he gonna get to keep. They gonna get the Keyshawn Johnson treatment out there. They gonna take care of him.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see what you think about that. Did you say yours, B-Rise?
No. I think like I said, I trust his decision. I didn't think USC, but yeah, man, he gonna have great opportunities out there outside of football. So yeah, I'm excited for him.
Yeah, it's a good deal, man. I think you can never go wrong with Lincoln Riley offense. If you play offense, you can never go wrong. I would go there about the defensive player, but hey, you play offense. Hey, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You know.
He in the Big Ten now, though.
That's another thing. Everybody slow him down, man. Like when you get your stats up while it's in September. You know,
right?
The cold weather.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to Happy Valley. You know what I'm saying? Happy Valley in November and October.
100,000 people in the snow.
The snow.
Gotta go to Michigan, Ohio State in November. You know what I'm saying?
Northwestern right off the lake, man. Shoot, it get cold, Jack.
It get cold, man. Just hey man, hey, boo. Just practice that blocking.
Some big boys in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you got to go in the weight room today, dog.
Right.
Practice that blocking, bro, because you definitely gonna be doing it from late October.
But hey, he's gonna be on TV every week too. Playing those games on TV every week. Prime time.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of Midwest, this is a great transition, right? Speaking of the Midwest, we got another local wide receiver, actually two, that chose the Midwest. One of our favorites here that been on the show, our man, Braden Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Right there, going to Notre Dame. He's joined Alito big-time receiver, Finley. Both of those guys are going to Notre Dame along with Forney running back.
Knocked me off the show.
Yeah. Well, if you off, man, hit us when you get back.
We're just gonna
we don't want to hear you huffing and puffing. But
that Bo teasing, man.
You never know, man. Sunday nights always bring something, man. But what y'all think, man? What y'all think about the impact of Notre Dame and DFW, man? You got a top running back, two top receivers. Shout out again to Caden Finley, Braden Robinson, Red Oak, Texas in the house, Alito, Forney. Like, what's y'all thoughts on that, man? Is this becoming a thing now? Notre Dame is coming down here, they grabbing some kids, bro.
So let me put it in perspective to you, right? So they lost to they go Huffing and Puffing. You let Huffing and Puffing back on?
Yeah, hey, he gonna put a man boob on the screen.
So let me put it in perspective, right? Who did Notre Dame lose to this year?
Ohio State.
Where does Ohio State get the bulk of their players?
From the South, I believe, right?
Texas, the South in general, right?
Right.
Notre Dame now is saying, I got to go get players
to beat
I need players to beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's call coach, and let's just say it's swap it out. But your Jimmys is better than my Joes. Yeah. So I need to go get some Joes from where you get your Jimmys. You feel what I'm saying? So if that means I got to go and start investing in Texas, guess what? I'm going to go invest in Texas. And what do you get out of Texas? You get a top-notch running back. You get one of the fastest guys in Texas, speed-wise. So now that's on the outside. You can stretch the defense. That's accomplished. And you got a big-time receiver with NFL pedigree. You know what I'm saying? So you won. Now you wish you would have pulled one of the big offensive linemen up out of here, but you won. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, and I still think, Midwest probably still produce plenty of good linemen, especially offensive linemen. So
that is true.
Absolutely.
So they probably feel like they good there. How you feel about that, B-Rise? Do you think that's gonna be a trend now? You know, you see Notre Dame. Cause I would be honest, I ain't seen Notre Dame coming down here probably since I was in high school. Back when Lou Holtz was coach. When
Man, I haven't seen Notre Dame.
Charlie Strong. They got Alton Maiden and Bobby Taylor, and they got the boy from Willow Ridge, Mike Miller. Who boy they scooped up and ran the team with them cats.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think when just Notre Dame in general. I can't think of I can't think of no big time with Tim Brown. When was that? Back in what?
The 80s.
Well, yeah. In the 80s, but I'm just saying, you know, when they had a lot of their success, they hung out down here in the South.
But you know what though? I think with Notre Dame too, it had something to do with let's be real, with their academics as well. They didn't budge on the academics, so it don't matter who you can have 4.2 shit. If you can't pass that SAT, you ain't getting in. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn who you. J Matt. They don't give a damn. You can be whoever. Hey, you ain't.
But that's almost not a problem now, right? You just need a steady GPA.
I know
you good. Like, you know, now Notre Dame academics is high, but it's a private school. So they can pretty much do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And plus, you got this new young, energetic black head coach. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason, you know what I'm saying, why young men are gravitating to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I think for them, everything is kind of hitting at the right time. And to be honest with you, there are certain kind of kids that go to Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear a lot of kids that go to Notre Dame that's transferring out. It's a certain kind of kid that goes to Notre Dame.
It is.
Yeah.
And
they're good at picking that out.
Right.
They're gonna come from good, and let's just be honest. Most of the time they're gonna come from good families, which is why they got all these athlete kids going now. Larry Fitzgerald.
They got Larry Fitzgerald.
The bus. Yeah, they got like 4 or 5 athletes, successful athletes. Sons have committed there. You know, Caden Finney. You know, his dad was Jeremiah Finney, right? Hey, this flag I got right here. This man didn't want to go to his daddy's school. What's wrong with your son? Take him out the wheel, Jeremiah. Take him out the wheel. He don't want to keep the legacy going. You know, no, take him out the wheel.
But
for real, we know it will. But know what? Another thing with that is like what I'm loving what Notre Dame is doing, like getting this local talent. But let's be real, it's gonna. I think it's gonna hurt. You know, like the SMUs, the TCUs, it's gonna hurt them. But for Notre Dame, but back to the subject, man. Yeah, it's great, man. Like I said, to get the talent down here.
I think SMUs and the TCU,
yeah, they gonna say
they live in the portal now. You know what I'm saying? And like Notre Dame ain't in the portal like that. Like they getting these young cats and they developing them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's gonna hurt. You would like for SMU to be able to get some of these young cats as high school players to come to SMU. But what was the last running back they took out of Dallas that won the transfer? I'm just asking. I don't know.
I'll say SMU not doing too bad in recruiting, especially starting up front. They got a hell of a O-line recruit going on right now. Now, running backs to answer that question,
I'm saying, like SMU,
I can't answer that
one. SMU lives in the portal as well as high school. But I'm saying Notre Dame, it just seems like they hit 5 really, really good players. J.O., the Bus son, Jermichael Finley's son, Robinson, and who else? There's another kid. 3 of them that's here.
Did they get no, that was Tick. It's J.O., Brandon Robinson, and Caden Finley.
Yeah, that's the 3 that's here. And then they got the Buster Fitzgerald kid.
So they got Fitzgerald.
And they got 5 solid recruits coming out of high school that are coming from places that they're going to finish their career in Notre Dame.
Yep.
They're prepared for those environments.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. When you talking about 3 NFL kids, one of them went to
Well,
Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying. So
the
you
new
got to think about what the bus done talk. You know, you imagine how they NIL is about to look.
boy,
Man.
hey, the new Fab Five up there.
Hey
Right.
man, hey, it's going down. You know, it's going down. I'm trying to look up who else because a couple. It's like 5 of them. Willow, like former
That was
athletes'
5.
kids.
Yeah. 4 of them. Well, 3 of them former athletes' kids.
Oh yeah, Plexico Burrs.
Yeah.
Oh, his
Did
son going to Notre Dame.
his son going to Notre Dame?
His son going to Notre Dame.
Oh wow, I know that.
Yeah,
And he's going at a different position too, right?
I think he played
He's
receiver. It's a linebacker too that played in the NFL. His son played linebacker. That's going.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking it was one of them that's going that's not playing the position their dad played.
And see, think about that, man. Think about that, and they all going playing for
Thomas Davis. There it is. My man said Thomas Davis.
They all going playing for a black head coach that's not Dion.
Yeah, that's really the wild part, right?
Yeah,
and we just get on it. Yeah,
like if you saying this is for Colorado, you'd be just as excited, but you'd be like, dang, they getting it. You know what I mean? But this Notre Dame.
It's a big deal. It's a difference. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah,
Colorado
playing the championship.
It's different dynamic.
Yeah,
different coaching too. It'd be I say anyway. Say man, different coaching too.
No, that is true. That is true. But I just think Notre Dame is doing a great job, man. You know, like we gotta talk. We gotta talk. Somebody else doing a great job around here too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else around here out west.
Yeah,
with some oil money. You know what I'm saying? You know, straight out of B-Rise background, you know, straight out of his backyard. You know, the offensive tackle over there at Lake Ridge committed to Texas Tech along with the safety who I think is probably one of the top 3 in the state, Webb. Donovan Webb also committed to Texas Tech. Over the weekend, and they said that the offensive tackle at Lake Ridge, B-Rise, you know, B-Rise put his tax money right. This man get guaranteed $5.1 million over 3 years, allegedly.
Wow. Hey, that boy got a meal for every win he had in his high school career.
and that's the crazy part about it, y'all. Think about it. It's NFL rookies who got drafted.
Hell, Deion's son. Deion's son got a $1.8 million contract. He got less on his contract than this kid just got.
So it's high school kids. Think about it. Whoever put it, I mean, it is what it is. Ain't put no type of work in. And I mean, hey, more power to him. But man, that's wild.
It's good money.
It is. Hey, it's great money.
It's good money.
That's life changing money.
But I mean, like you said, we don't see Texas Tech getting 5 stars like that. So
no, we don't.
They about to get him. They about to get him, coach. Listen, when you got an oil booster that's running your collective, and he just sold his company for $4 billion, and his interest alone on that money is supporting that collective, and he writing that off on his taxes. Man, there's about to be more millionaires coming out of West Texas than anything, baby. This is the next best thing since the oil.
New Pony Express.
Oh Lord! Hey, look, and then on top of that, they starting early too, man. They just signed. We just offered a bunch of 8th graders or whatever. They're going to be some primetime athletes. One of my boys, Dub G3. Who played in my league, he has one, and I feel like he's going to be about a 4 or 5 star by the time he's done. So they ain't playing no games. They getting them early, and they getting them now.
Listen, man, they paying that softball pitcher. She got her meal. She said, "You know what? I'm coming back getting another meal." You know what I mean? So listen. Them tell you the new oil boom is in West Texas. I'm surprised Booby didn't go to West Texas. I'd have went down there. What y'all talking about? 5.1?
I don't think they had enough for Booby.
Man, listen.
I don't think they had enough of me to go out there against Texas. That's primetime television right there.
The cupcakes on the microwave.
But with Matt staying only 775 guaranteed, I didn't know that. But I mean, you still can set up the whole family. 775.
Yeah, you can. You really can. You really can, man.
I wish somebody only me 775,000.
Right.
They gonna put that money. Listen, he gonna put that money wherever, let it do whatever. But that's not even on top of what he get for his living stipend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's still $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month they get just to live off of. So you still got to think about, like my partner's son played for Tech, and they just broke him off. You know, and they like it's a great day to be at Tech.
Man, congratulations to that kid.
Yeah, man. That's
yeah,
big.
it's big.
Hey, y'all see the next great pass rusher at Texas?
Oh, that's what's up. Salute.
Yes, salute.
Oh,
Paul.
What I little homie? I hope he get taller than 5'7".
I do too.
Let some nose go.
Yeah. He already got them long arms. Okay, he might be all right.
Yeah. Hey, Willow, he was a preemie. He's a preemie, Willow, and was 20 inches long.
Oh yeah. Ooh. What they say he gonna be about what, 6'4"?
I don't know. We gotta see. His daddy pretty long over here, so we hoping for we get the height from his dad's side. He get the good looks from his mama's side. The height from his dad's side.
Where you gonna get the athletic ability from?
Oh, that's her. Don't play. Yeah, if you didn't know, my brother was the best D lineman to come out of Carter. He was just short.
I heard about that.
Okay.
Don't play.
I know you taking shots.
Hey, you took one shit.
I spoke facts. You're 5'7".
I am.
Your brother's 5'8". Your son is 5'6".
It has.
Your daughter 4'11".
My oldest is 5'8". Thank you. I mean, my youngest. My youngest is 5'8".
Yeah, she got you. She's more than the family.
I heard a recruiter say how you know is to look at the uncles on the mama side. They said that's how you know how big a kid's gonna be. So,
to be honest, I don't care about it. You know, I just want them to be smart. That's the biggest thing. We'll worry about the athletics, do what the athletics do.
Yeah.
I want to be like some of the other ones, just get that 20% off for all of them. They living good too. They living good too.
That's what
hey, Solomon, I like that little tidbit. When no aunties and no uncles on my wife's side, so I don't know what we do with that.
Me neither. Now you
say look at the uncles. The uncles on the daddy side or the mama
on the mama side?
Mama side.
I heard a recruiter say that. So when they do home visits, they look for the uncles on the mama side.
Oh wow,
it's a cold game.
My son taller than all his mama uncles. I was shouting down that I run around looking for 6'3" mamas. It's between uncles. Let me see how he look. What kind of athlete was you?
I didn't see Pastors back there. Pastors in the background with his Coolio hat on. His LL Cool J hat on.
You know what it is, gentlemen. Greetings, gentlemen. Good to see y'all representing the WAC. Well, some double mid twins. Y'all were talking about Texas Tech. I posted earlier one of the greatest athletes to come out of the McKinney High, Mr. Sammy Walker, the Texas Tech alum. Shout out to Shannon Woods out of also McKinney that played there. And shout out to my cousin Anthony Lynn, Coach Anthony Lynn, that played at Texas Tech. And y'all forgetting one thing about Texas Tech. Y'all got a multi Super Bowl winning champ that's an alum of Texas Tech. That's where that money's coming from.
Yeah, the Campbell guy. Well, they got the Campbell guy and the Pat Mahomes Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes got some money. He got half a billion.
I don't think
yes,
he got.
sir.
Yeah, he got half a billion.
500
Yeah.
million.
My man over there got four of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different on that side. He said it's different on that side.
It's different on that side. Like I said, you know, I don't care if you're a player. If you're a player with a half a billion, somebody pay whoever paid you that half a billion probably got 5 times as money as you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how that works.
Hey, but listen, I wouldn't mind being Patrick Mahomes either, so it's all good.
Hey man, sign me up for any of it. Sign me up to be Pat agent. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's money everywhere, man.
It
But yeah, shout out to Texas Tech. And what else? There was another commitment. Our man at North Crowley, right? Turn time. My God, turn time.
Oh yeah, UT.
Yeah, he going to Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? He did the right thing. Shame on the rest of y'all. Congratulations, y'all, but shame on y'all. Shame on y'all.
Hey, but what about our guy Legend Bay going to Tennessee?
Legend Bay going to Tennessee.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that for Legend. I do.
Yeah.
I like that for Legend. I like that for Legend. I don't know what he's gonna play though. Is he going as an athlete?
That's what I was gonna ask. What do y'all think he'll play when he gets there?
Probably the receiver.
DB. They like to move the DB.
They're gonna let him play quarterback to start out with to keep him happy.
Let him see how he does.
3 days on scout team. 3 days on scout team. He back at receiver.
You know, their head coach is a quarterback whisperer. So you know.
I feel like you got to put the ball in his hands. I couldn't see him just playing defense. You got to put the ball in his hands.
You got to, man.
That dude is electric. Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I say I see him as a receiver. You know, returning punts. You know, man, he's like, or even running back.
Have some special packages for him.
Yeah, something. I'm saying, yeah, he gonna touch the field for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he talented with that rock in his hand. That's for sure. They might move the running back.
Yeah. He electric. He definitely gonna be doing some wildcat. I see that in the future for sure.
The Ricky Williams.
Yeah, he might be like Percy Harvin.
Yeah. Who else uncommitted, man? I remember seeing it was a lot that went on this weekend. Oh, the Mansfield Legacy. The Mansfield Legacy offensive tackle with the Arizona.
Yeah, I seen that. I like, man,
all this talent in Mansfield, we can't even get a playoff appearance. God damn, nobody making a playoff. You got to just get $5 million to a team.
$5 million.
They can't even qualify for the playoff. What the hell is going on?
And then he win district, coach. Then he win district.
God, man, Mansfield, do better. Do better, Mansfield.
Like the most hype Mansfield got is when they hired Coleman and this kid getting this $5 million.
And Mansfield got that receiver too. He's like top ranked in the nation. Mansfield Tigers, I forget his name. But yeah, their receiver out there is top ranked wide receiver.
Yeah, we got a receiver there too.
But all of them losing first round. So
I tell you what, shout out to my man Jesse White. He said KJ, the defensive end at Duncanville, supposed to be committing this week. I tell you what,
Miss, right?
That's what they rumor is. But I tell you what, the way he beat that offensive tackle at that Nike 5-star camp, the way he kept beating him in that camp, I hope he gets more than 5.1. Hold out, young brother. Hold out. Hold out. Know your worth. Know your worth.
So anywhere in the SEC, you're gonna be taken care of. So why not go play with your homeboy?
Yeah, they got that good old money. They got that old slave money. They got that old plantation money over there.
Definitely old Miss.
They got that plantation money out there. There's plenty of money out there. He gonna be
especially if you can play ball.
Yeah,
take care of you. Can play.
He ain't gonna move. Listen, he ain't gonna move after he graduate. He ain't come back there.
He ain't living in Mississippi, Willow. He might move to New Orleans or wherever. He ain't living in Mississippi.
He gonna live right there in what's that ain't Starsville. What's Ole Miss? Oxford. He gonna go right on into Oxford and gonna enjoy himself.
As long as he got that jacket on.
I was about to say you need something that say I played here, so I'm good.
If he go there, so you mean tell me if DJ Metcalf come back to Ole Miss, they don't know him? Listen.
Going back and living is two different things.
Any big black dude in Oxford is an athlete.
That's fair.
That's fair.
You need something like they know what your helmet and jersey look like, Willow. They don't know what you look like.
This social media, they know what you look like.
That's true.
They do. Googling.
Yeah,
that's do. That is true. And just don't fly out nobody.
Yeah.
Lay low, get married, have kids, lay low.
So, with that being said, if say his girlfriend is in Texas, she go to University of Texas. He in Mississippi. He got that NIL money. He can fly in for a couple of games.
Yeah.
Is he going to jail?
Ooh.
He better in Austin than he is out there.
Yeah, I would take my chances. If he's smart enough to get a woman from Austin, he should be smart enough to move.
Yeah, they moving back to Texas for sure.
Well, I'm just saying. Y'all still ain't answering my question.
It is legal because the flying out only is if you fly out for the purpose of paid sex. If that's his girlfriend, it's not prostitution.
Well, see, I'm confused because when I was in Baltimore, I flew my wife out. Now,
that's your wife, though.
Am I breaking the law?
You within the law. As long as you ain't paying, you are paying, but it ain't illegal paying for
it doesn't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
I don't know. It's slippery, man. I like to say it. Just start making them pay their own ticket.
I don't know.
That way you can avoid the law.
You can't even cash out no more.
5-star recruits, hey, they can pay for that ticket. You a 5-star recruit.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Let them pay for their own tickets. Just don't get caught up.
Let them pay for their own tickets, man. You can't cash out them or sell them or nothing.
Don't cash out. Don't just. You know what? If you want to you can reimburse in cash.
There you go. Don't pay for trade.
Tell him, Jay.
Give me your receipt.
That kind of make it sound worse, though, Jay. Man, you hand him that cash at the hotel.
Hey,
no.
It's non-traceable.
or you get smart and you set up a little company and you have her to fill out a W-9. You know what I mean? And then now she's just a contract worker.
Just social media engagement.
There you go. Get your LLC working, and she just contract. Just put on contract worker.
And now you can write it off at the.
There you go. Give her 1099 on the way out.
Man. Y'all crazy.
How did we get here, man?
I need Matt to explain that Lake Ridge playoffs 2025.
Oh, me and Matt had this conversation earlier, man. He's picking Lake Ridge, and he going big with it. Like he kind of picking on third in district.
I love Matt, man. I love his work. I love everything he do. But man, I can't second that one. They got a lot of catching up to do to pass Cedar Hill and them at Skyline at the least to even get into that 4.
Well, they're in the district. I was looking at the district. It's the 2 Crowley schools, right? It's the 3 Mansfield schools, Mansfield, Lake Ridge, and Legacy. And then it's Boswell, which is, I guess, that's Saginaw Boswell, right?
You're right. Okay.
So, is it possible?
They're gonna have to have.
Well, who are they gonna replace, man?
Because I know Mansfield lost their quarterback, went to go play baseball at Kentucky. They still got the Zion kid. North Crowley and Crowley, they're good. Yeah, they got to beat their rival. And they only beat Weatherford, Lake Ridge, and Boswell. They're the only teams that Legacy beat in district. So, he might could get it, but they all first rounders except North Crowley and Crowley. Everybody else is 11 game season.
Everybody one and done. They in the one and done. What you think, B. Ryan? You ain't gonna speak up for your tax dollars?
Man, I'm just trying to see where Matt coming from. We lose half our roster in the portal. We do. We got some kids. For like me and Robin, we probably got about J-Man. We got like 3,800 kids over here. But but we just lose our kids. But if all our kids are staying, then hey, we'll see. But I don't. But from my lab, I heard they leaving still.
Man, it's funny to me when B-Rods talk about that because I was in school when Lake Ridge opened, and they got everybody's kids, and that's how they went on that year with Jeff Duffy.
Yeah.
Now it's just they all just moving back out. Well, I ain't gonna say that because all y'all's other sports are pretty solid, but that football, I don't know what happened. They took all our kids. Everybody at homeboy. I was in Arlington. All my homeboys went to Lake Ridge. So
and then they all leaving. They all
leaving. That's how it goes. And then they got the rule now where you can leave one time out of district. So I don't know if y'all seen that bill where the kids can.
Well, it ain't passed though. It ain't passed yet.
It
just up. No, it's just up for it's up on the floor. But
okay,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it. I don't. It's gonna die
they
like
might
that.
as well at this point, J-Mac, because they moving anyway.
Well, it might as well, but that's an old debate. If y'all want to have that little quick conversation, we can have it. But I don't know. I think a one-time transfer rule might bring more problems.
Think so?
It's
gonna open the floodgates for sure.
It is.
So I see what you're saying. There's problems with everything. So
yeah. Lonzo, you need to get Matt Stepp his lunch money.
But
I keep telling him, man, he keep dodging me. He keep going up to Canada and stuff. I don't know what's going on and trying to charge me extra tariffs and stuff. What's going on, Stepp?
But J-Mac, but on that transfer rule, they basically you can get one transfer right without getting no type of hiccups, whatever, right? I think it's a good idea, but they about it. Let's be real. But Willow, let's be real, y'all. But we know it's gonna happen. You get that one transfer pass, you didn't get peach and cream. But once you get over there, it ain't peach and cream. And now you trying to go back. You trying to go back home, or you trying to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, that's the problem right there. So one transfer, I think it's okay. I give a one-time pass.
Yeah, give him a one-time shot.
Yeah, a one-time pass.
It's for the dummies. Okay. So if you get it wrong,
that's it. That's on you. That's you, Willow.
Right. There are some reasons why you transfer, and then there are some reasons where you got to see if that's. Am I thinking from a mental standpoint, or is this my ego speaking? And if you can decide which one is talking to you, then transfer. But if you transfer and they got, listen, let me tell you something. As a quarterback, most quarterbacks, when they transfer, unless they're already the man, it doesn't really help them. Because sometimes and a lot of times quarterbacks kind of are system grown. You know what I mean? So they kind of have like people that's in their system that's been playing quarterback. But I'm telling you, man, if you just transferring because you don't like sitting behind touch, you know what I mean? Or you just might not just be good enough. And then you transfer into a place where the backups are better than the starters, and now you sitting in the third team and you mad. You want to transfer again, but you can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Willow, and that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's like a one-time pass, but once you transfer, like I said, it's not always peach and cream as you think.
It died in committee. Listen, let me tell you something. It better have died in committee because they had them floodgates opened up. Boy, you just saw so many people leaving. Man, these people would have been having heart attack. Oh, Lord. Jimmy gone? They're going to be coaches waking up, ain't going to have no team.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
You're gonna have about 4 or 5 schools go there. Enrollment gonna triple. They got to go from 486.
So you don't agree with it, Willow?
I'm all for it. I'm all for building a program. If you build a program, kids ain't gonna leave your program if they want to be a part of your program. Like, I don't cut people, so the culture is gonna cut you. The culture is gonna run you off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you dip, cool. Ain't nobody tripping. You weren't built for this culture anyway.
Yeah. South Lake Carroll not hurting over no transfer outs.
So they're not made.
Well, really, I don't know. They didn't let that one kid go to
He must have been good. He must have been good.
They told him no.
They shut it down.
He must have been hella good.
Like, isn't that receiver that where is he trying to go? Paris Episcopal? Where is he trying to go?
I know you talking about.
Not a big dog receiver, not boy.
Nah, it was a couple years ago.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be lying on the Fighting Dragons. I could be doing that. I've been on.
Yeah, I said no, not boy. He
I'm just telling you, dog.
Oh shit.
But there are people who transfer from DeSoto. There are people who transfer from Duncanville. There are people who transfer from SOC. Like, those people are gonna leave, man. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, if they weren't good enough to play there, then you'll
go somewhere you might play, but 10-game seasons, losing records. It's all about what you want to do.
Man, them kids don't care, man. It's like in college, right? So at the end of the day, I wasn't getting those power. I was getting some power 4. Some power 5 guys that would drop down in the portal, but they weren't power 5 guys anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of them cats ain't SOC guys or DeSoto or Duncanville guys anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
They just at that school for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like prime example would be my man that transferred from Duncanville and went to Carter and rushed for 2,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't a Duncanville dude.
Yeah.
He had K. Durham in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had cats in front of him. So for him, dropping 2,000 yards is probably because he was always a 4A running back. If that makes sense.
That's what he was meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
But I mean, some situation like with South Lake this year, they showed you what sticking around can do for you. The freaking third string running back, backup receiver playing in the state championship game. He's starting. Most kids never get to start in the state championship game. So sometimes it pays to stick around.
It does. Like, see, I think we forgot about the development.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of it is these kids been told here's why it's about to get worse. God, it's about to go to a whole nother level. They're giving money out now. So once this becomes a business as it's set up to be right now, today, you're going to have to start positioning yourself to be successful and to capitalize on this money. I don't necessarily know if people care about winning championships at this point. Right?
Are you talking about high school? You talking about college?
I'm talking about high school.
Okay.
I'm talking about high school. And the reason I'm talking about high school is a kid just got a 3-year, $5.1 million, and they ain't even win district.
I don't think they won a game. Did Lakers win any games?
Yeah, we won a free game. We won a couple.
Oh, say they won. They gave him a meal for every game he won.
Okay.
Let's just say that. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is now it's about playing. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about exposure. Right? But it's only going to be for those kids who have the measurements to measure up to what they're looking for and to what's being offered for guys that are 6'5", 6'6", 300. And really for offensive tackles, they want them at 6'5", 6'6", 270, 260 coming out of high school. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they looking for a certain type of player. So if you're that certain type of player, you got any oomph about you, you just need to be playing football.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Your movement is different. When you are a guy that's transferring and you 5'10", 190, and you say you transferring because you ain't getting no burn. Yeah. But what position you play? See, because I'm a DN. Yeah. It don't matter where you go.
Go two-way.
You might need to drop out. But you feel what I'm saying, though, right?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we at, man? I'm sorry, man. I had to walk my baby out. What was y'all at with it?
We was talking about the foolishness.
It's a freestyle.
Y'all are okay. I just saw Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just freestyling J Mac.
Yeah, we was just talking about kids who we was talking about the kids who transferring for the one-time rule. You know how it's gonna help some kids and
we was on that.
We was talking about that bullshit.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna call it bull. Let's not call it bull. Oh, let's not call it that, man. Let's not call it. Some people, some people really believe in it, right? So we're gonna show them a little respect,
Well, I believe that you should transfer at least one time. You got one. Okay, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have went to this high school. I'm gonna go here. You know what I'm saying? See, I think what they really tripping on is all these four stars and 5 stars that's leaving and transferring. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
If it was little Johnny, I ain't tripping on little Johnny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with it. And only caveat I will put on that, if we do a one-time transfer, I feel like it's to be severe punishment afterwards.
You got to sit out a year?
Yes, out a year.
Automatic sit out a year.
That's how it was when I was young. You got to sit out all year.
Yeah, but when you have to do the same thing for the coaches, when they sign their contract.
You know what? That's another conversation. That's another conversation. I tell you what. Speaking of,
I don't look at it like that.
What happens if you get a promotion?
Yeah, well, it's a lifestyle change, right?
If you get a promotion, that's different. But if it's a lateral move, it should be the same thing.
Well, sometimes a lateral move ain't a lateral move.
It might be entitled, but it might not be in the long run. That's what you're saying, Willow.
Well, you can say the same thing for an athlete, though.
I'm saying, if I'm leaving from a school that's
I agree with Coach Tom.
Going to a school that's winning, I'm gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm getting paid. That is my job. You know what I'm saying? And in high school, you're not a professional athlete. You're still an amateur. So
well, they getting paid like professional athletes, though.
But they're not. They're not in high school getting paid like that.
But hold on, Coach. The United States is the only country that treats teenagers like they're not a professional level. Every other country, I spent time in Europe when I was in the Army. I saw Dirk Nowitzki and all them when they were developing over there in Europe. And these 13, 14, 15-year-old young men that are out here playing these professional teams and getting paid, and you don't hear any issues out of these athletes.
Okay, so
none whatsoever.
Okay, cool. I got you. That's a good point. So we're gonna take this 15-year-old and let him go play in the XFL.
I think football is a little different. Basketball, I can see what you're saying, but football.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as dealing with the money perspective, not from
but the money can't come in until the physical come in. So we're gonna take this 15-year-old, this 13-year-old. We're gonna say, hey, go play in the XFL.
No, but you feel
right?
But you still missing the point though, Coach. How
I'm
you
not
going?
missing the point.
How can you tell?
I'm
How
not
can you
missing
tell?
the point.
You are, because how can you tell somebody? How can you tell somebody, right? Because we can go back and look at the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena. We can go back to Tiger Woods. We can talk about
Bro,
all of
you're
these.
talking about non-physical sports.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's basketball. I just mentioned basketball. Basketball is a physical sport. I'm saying
basketball is a byproduct of cats who can't play football.
Oh, oh man!
Wow.
Damn. I kind of get what you're saying though, Alonzo, because I went to high school with Cade Cunningham. They could have paid him since his freshman year. He's been like that in basketball, but in football, like he's saying, it's different. You can't move up a freshman to play freshman college football. It's just not there.
I'm not saying about moving up. I'm talking about as far as them being compensated for what they do. That we are the only country that handcuffs that we tell our youth to wait in line, wait till it's your turn, and no other country does that. They don't do it in soccer. They don't do it in baseball. They don't do it in these other countries. They don't do that. It's only here. But then we want to give the coaches a pass. If a coach signs a contract and he's dedicated to that school, and then he goes somewhere, like you said, oh, it's a winning school over here, let me bounce and move to that school. Then we want to punish, but then we want to punish the kid.
Well, listen, coach. Every kid ain't gonna change the program. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that every coach gonna change the program.
Correct. But what I'm saying is this, Alonzo. Do I think that high school kids should be getting paid to play high school football? That's what you're saying. They can't hold on. They can't even pay teachers a living salary that's worth a damn. But you want us to turn around and play these kids to play football. That's what you want.
Well, that's up to the state and your governor cutting money. But if they have an NIL deal independently, that's totally different. And you talking to a former teacher, so I get it. But I'm saying, how can we sit up there in all other countries, in any other sports or industries, well, period, outside of that, you telling a teenager that if they have a gift or a talent, that you got to hold them up. But then a coach can bounce around. I know Coach Todd on here. I know he's going to go in the paint. And like I said, I'm not talking about every single person, because at the end of the day, these parents are deciding for these young men and these young women that play in their sports too. Like, hey, this is a school that's a better fit for us.
Right. I agree.
And so it's the same thing with a coach. That if you're telling me as a parent, you're telling me as a parent that I can't do what's best for my child. You penalizing me because I made a move on what was best for my child. And that's why I said I can't get with that. I never could get with that.
So you're just in favor of free transfer.
Yes, I'm saying that they shouldn't have to sit out. If you bouncing back and forth like a ping pong, then that's totally different. But if you transfer,
but that is the same. Okay, you got two times to transfer in high school based on this rule, right? The first one is you can go to whatever high school you want to and set out as a freshman. Meaning you ain't playing no varsity sports no way. Right? That's technically the first time. Even though you're enrolling as a freshman, correct?
Right.
Then your second time is, you know what, such code, I ain't gonna be able to play here. I can go over here and play. Boom, I transfer. You ain't got to sit out a year. You transferring. You good, right? After that, you have made two bad decisions. You need to sit your butt down and pay for the next move.
I want to know why y'all keep comparing kids to grown-ups. like it's the same way. How many times you couldn't do shit because your mama said because you ain't grown? So I stop comparing the coach
to a damn kick to the player, bro. That ain't the same.
Coach Todd, that young man is not, or young woman, they are not moving without the parents. So at the end of the day, it's still up to grown people making decisions for their kids because they sitting down having a conversation with their kids.
Okay, so what's stopping kids from doing whatever the hell they want to do then? Since you say because they at this point they need to be treated just like the coach, and the coach and the player need to have the same rules if they leave or choose to stay. What's stopping that in other shit like you can't tell them don't smoke no more? Cause I hate people gonna sit in front of somebody and do something. You swung that pendulum from one end to the other. I'm saying when you coach, when a student everybody gonna do what they deem is best for them. The only people that law is people like me that's gonna stay underpaid because I really like what I'm doing. Everybody gonna tell their ass somewhere else. Nobody heard that shit.
But coach, that's your choice. No, wait, coach. See, I'm trying to be a kind of gentler passer tonight, but coach God's not gonna let me do it. I'm gonna have to go in the paint. Coach, at the end of the day, when somebody step on and they come to South Oak Cliff, when they come to that campus, right? Okay. They are a new student coming in, regardless of classification. They are coming in. Those parents have to sign off on that. And I'm saying, as a parent, no one should be able to tell me what's best for my child. You should, and that's where I'm coming from.
I know kids that smoke with their mama. So that means their mama signing off on that too then. So then we gonna say
and that's illegal. You see how you take it from one extreme to the other. I'm talking about school and education. He done gone to getting involved with the Surgeon General and everybody else that talking about,
bullshit. And parents ain't no smarter than the damn kids. Some parents ain't. Some parents are very intelligent.
Hey, that's some adults don't make good decisions. That's why all these coaches getting caught up with these kids. So it's the same thing, coach. You can't take it from one extreme. You can't give a small microcosm and say this issue here. With this, some parents are just not good parents. Period. But I'm saying is if a parent is there with their child and they know, but if this is a good fit for my child at this school, because I'm like this. It should be. For example, I'm gonna give you a great example, coach. Coach, let's just say you decide. I know you're not going anywhere, but let's just say you decide to go to Van Alstyne, and you move to Van Alstyne, but all them kids at SOC got to stay at SOC. Can't some of them kids transfer to you up to Van Alstyne? You see what I'm saying?
You don't say that when the Lido coaching staff change. You don't say nobody needs to leave. You don't say that shit in Katie.
I do say that. Anybody, any kid.
If I leave, SOC gonna still be in good hands. Cause long as the foundation stay the same, the shit gonna still roll.
It's still gonna be some changes though, coach. The foundation can be there, but it's not the same thing. When a coach leaves,
you transfer.
I just gave you an example, coach. Coach, because I know what you do. And I'm saying, and I've seen Coach Carr in action. It is about y'all build relationships. Some coaches don't do that, so it doesn't affect them. If a coach leaves, it doesn't affect that program as far as when it comes to morale.
The relationship pieces are still intact at SOC, whether Coach Carr there or not. It's just another name get to put at the top.
That's easy for you to say, Coach. Coach, you've been an athlete. Everybody on here, for the most part, has been an athlete. It's about building relationships with these coaches. And if you leave,
Pastor, let's not go too far off the trade, Pastor. Just
well, he said he's going in the paint.
He going. Yeah.
Hey, he laughed at it and opened the door. He said that.
I did because I wanted to
let
see
the dogs fight.
Hey,
dogs fight.
I did because I did want to see where he was going with it, and I get where he's going with it. I just don't want to go too far away with it because I get it. Because at the end of the day, this is a debate that's gonna go on forever, right? Like the transfer debate is gonna go on forever.
I think, man, let's be honest. The transfer effect is more so. How can I say this? I think every kid has the right to better themselves. Again, this is becoming business. You're preparing these kids for business. These kids now get generational change in money when they're getting ready to go to go to college. So it is up to the parents to put their kids in the best position moving forward, just like any coach. All I'm saying is at this particular point, they don't need to be paid because what is them getting paid right now versus them getting that money when they get ready to turn 18. You know what I'm saying? Every kid right now can go get a part-time job. Every kid can go work. Every kid that's playing high school football is not going to get NIL money, even if it was given to, even if it was given to those kids. You're only talking about less than 0.0.1% of all the kids, because that's how many kids are actually marketable. And they're going to be marketable because they're in 24/7. They number one in their position. They those type of kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of them. That's implying that every school got 30 of them, which they don't. They be lucky to have one.
And you're right, Coach. And I'm saying the same way. No kid is getting out of bed like Willie Mays Hayes did. Get out of bed and start running the 40 and beat everybody straight out of bed. These are young men and young women that have been putting in work out there on the gridiron, out there on the basketball court, out there on the baseball field, out there on the track. So if they are the creme de la creme, treat them as such. Because y'all do it. Y'all can say y'all don't. Y'all can say y'all don't. But those athletes that got it, y'all kind of cater to them a little bit more than Joe Smo. That's the third string. Y'all do. Every coach does that. They can't. If you say you don't do it, you're not telling the truth. The truth ain't in you. So it's the same thing.
I pay the more to the ones that got probably mental disorders a little bit more so than who the talented ones is, to be honest with you. What you say or how you say, because they can't handle some stuff mentally wise, more than if you cold or not cold. I'm trying to
right. I mean, you have to cater to them. But coach, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna say something, and like I say, you want to take a snippet of a sample and say this is the rule, and you can't do that, coach. How you get?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
okay.
Question. All right, one question. Here's the question. I got a girl that's at Seagerville. She in the band. They got 20 people in the band. She wants to transfer to Duncanville. They got 300 people in the band. She get a better chance to be seen to get scholarships. Are you gonna let her transfer, or does she have to transfer one time and sit out?
She'd be able to go to Duncanville, because if Duncanville's gonna get her where she needs to be, then she needs to transfer to Duncanville.
Correct, and that is a UIL extracurricular sport.
But they're not government the same as us.
That's my point. That's my point.
Ain't no home visits when she go over there.
That's what I'm saying.
But the situation is the same. The situation is the same.
And shout out to Snoop, man. That's my man Snoop watching the show, man. Salute. Big Snoop.
But then my thing too, Lonzo. Sometimes when you talk about some kids transferring, some kids you might need to realize too may be a product of the system they in where they at. And if some of them ain't as good, may not be as good when they leave and go somewhere else.
I mean, that's a chance everybody takes, though.
But I'm saying sometimes you may go somewhere because you may deem it as brighter lights and this, that, and the other, but then you may not be the same player you was at the other school. So I'm saying it's a catch-20. It's a catch-22 no matter how you go about doing it.
Right, but I'm still saying though, Coach, if those parents and that student athlete, if they're willing to take that gamble, then who are we to stop them from taking that gamble? And that's, I keep saying again that we say that we want government out of our business when it comes to raising our kids. I'm not talking about some parents, because everybody got, parents. I got folks that I know that are not good parents. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if a parent says, hey, this is a great fit, this is a good community for my children, so we are moving, we are transferring.
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the rule allows that, as long as you don't say it was for athletic purposes. You can't go in saying
they still get people like that anyway. I'm not gonna say the name of a school, but one school blocked the young lady from transferring because she went from living with her mama to living with her daddy, and they blocked it. So you see what I'm saying?
But it's in the presentation, like it's in the interpretation. You may got to dig a little deeper to find some more background story on some stupid shit that may have been done leading up to that decision being made, where it make it be for athletic purposes. That's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't for athletic purposes. It could just, I'm not saying this was the case, but it could have been the mama said, hey, I can't deal with you no more. Go live with your daddy. It happens all the time.
Hey, Lonzo. Hey, is it me or is the Lonzo sound kind of distorted? Is that on my end?
The Boogie man showed up.
He's frustrated right now. He feels
no. Alonzo, hey, Pastor, hold this off. If you got earplugs in or something, Alonzo, because you just sound kind of like you underwater. I don't know if Todd drowning you or what it is, but
I got a blue. Let me. I'll turn it off, and then we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
Because somebody just say, if I'm a receiver playing in the wing T offense, I'm transferring. That means you went there and they was in the wing T offense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you should have been there as a freshman.
What if coach told him we switching it up though? What if coach say, yo, we gonna run some pistol?
Then that's a situation. But I'm saying most people that run the wing,
right?
Ain't too many coaches getting no new job, especially in no bigger schools, and saying, "Oh, we finna run the wing T and catch everybody out surprise." And then if it is, maybe it's because they don't have a quarterback.
I got a question. Since we got everybody over here is pretty knowledgeable with the high school thing. On the PAPL, so my man Snoop, since we got Snoop in the business, Snoop, I want you to answer this too in the chat. How do y'all feel about this being able for a coach to just be able to check off athletic purposes to cause all of the investigation and the drama, whether he knows for athletic purposes or not, but he could just check it, right? Like, to me, that's a bigger problem than all this other stuff is. I'm not saying, even though, hey man, coaches are human too, right? So I ain't gonna play with coaches are human too. They could be salty about shit if somebody leaves. And it could be a legit reason, right? Like Joker lost his job, he got another job, but it don't pay as much as it was, right? So he got to downsize. So, but if that coach don't want to lose his starting 1,000-yard running back, or he bad about it because he said, "Hey, you can do it. We'll give you a part-time job," but you choose to trust your own. And they can able to just check off. Oh, well, he left for athletic purposes. Like I just wonder how do that as a coach.
When they do that, Jay Mac, this is what happened. Whenever somebody check one of them 6 boxes that the school that the kid leaving from, there's a couple boxes like athletic purpose gonna be an automatic DEC meeting, where they gonna have to go before and they gonna have to prove their case to the district executive committee. Then it's voted on whether the district executive committee sees it as recruiting. Or the documentation provided show that the kid and the parent transferring the one for athletic reasons. The problem with all this, Jay, back in, you got to go back. See, go back to integration again. I keep telling y'all, when they want to make a rule for transferring to happen to help people that ain't from the areas where all the black kids was at, they came up with all this magnet school shit. They came up with this M&M program stuff. And it was never a problem when all the people catching the bus in front of Carter busing the Hillcrest. It was never a problem when the people were standing in front of Sock busing the Thomas Jefferson. And I'm just giving them Dallas school because it's more going to be an inner city thing than a suburban thing. They make up rules to justify their reasoning for it. Well, no damn integration. That shit was strictly for athletics to get them goddamn players out that way. So then from that point, once you started to see it and you was in the inner city area, that's what you started to see, because these people in the suburbs know how to do this stuff the right way when you got money. See, in some schools, who quarterback cannot be the starter, and the mama can be the superintendent, and then her and the daddy can fake a divorce, and then the kid can transfer to go start somewhere else. But the whole time the shit was just from the get-go.
And get a scholarship. And get a scholarship.
Get a scholarship.
But when you make it $300,000 per family member, you can do $600,000 worth of shit to make your shit right. The problem is, a lot of black a lot of inner city people and people that didn't have the same economic power start trying to make the same moves that the people with money was making. But when they do that shit, these start coming in the fabrication of bills, a bunch of bullshit that's tied into it, where the game got dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's just like any game. Drugs, prostitution, anything. Eventually, somebody gonna try to replicate what they see the big wigs doing, but they doing on the lower level, and the shit start getting busted. You know, then it becomes a problem. But if you got money, you can go buy another $300,000 house if your people got good credit score and all this type of stuff to make it look right. You can get a divorce for your kid and then come back together with the kid through brain. But and a lot of them people sitting at the same table with the people that's ruling on this stuff. Right. They look like me. You know, like or look like y'all. Like who look like y'all when you go to this? And they talk to you no differently than go watch Life with Eddie Murphy and them got sentenced on life.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good thing.
I've seen those meetings, man. They talk to you rough, man.
Yeah, it looked tough.
Yeah, and then some of them, like they older people that's in there. You know what I'm saying? That don't look nothing like nobody that's in there.
Yeah, Ty, ain't gonna lie, Ty. You won hard to debate, boy. You brought one up, boy. That was a good one. The fake divorce. That was a good one. That was a good one, but it was very relevant, and I want everybody to get a chance to respond on the question real quick about the PAPF and the coaches. I'm with Matt Step. I think that whole athletic purposes checkbox should be taken off. What do you think about that, B. Rise and Solomon?
But the reason that part of the owner is to give coaches the discretion to stop a transfer, J-Mac. That's what it's for. So do I agree with it? No, I don't. But do I get it? Yeah. Like you said, if like I said, you just continue losing kids to a rival school. I mean, as a coach, you got to do something to stop the bleeding. Unfortunately, it's not fair, but this just me. I don't know how Coach Storer from Lake Ridge do it, but say, he signed on everybody. Me, this is me. Hey, you know what? Nah, you want to go to Soto? No, you know what? I said, hell no.
It's the point though, B. Riley. This what you got to start looking at though. You got to look at that.
But I get it though. It's like
why though? I'm saying, schools, kids may leave, but certain schools, why are kids leaving? Maybe because the representation ain't matching the team, and they can't relate to the product they got. And then some schools, I know in some places, suburbs, in the city, everywhere, they hold a power over a kid in order to dictate for a kid to be really conform like a convict. Or like you do as I say, or you don't get this. If we gonna be real with it. But if a school is losing a plethora of kids every year, at some point in time, you got to look at the school itself. Why are people leaving?
Yeah, that's real.
No, it's very real. It's true.
Well, what about Coach Todd North Crowley? Because when I was in school, North Crowley wasn't winning games. Had the same kind of like culture. So like black coaches, all black kids. They were in the Arlington district with us. So they was the ghetto school. Not different than how people look at them now. But all them kids was going to Alito and Martin.
Who was that superintendent then?
That's a good. Now that I can't answer. I know it's all.
I'm saying go back and look. That's why I say administration win championships. Coaches just orchestrate the shit. Go look at their superintendent. Because I talked to their superintendent. Because he offered me one of them jobs.
Yeah.
And he told me what they were finna do, but I told him my heart just I ain't felt like I got to be where I'm at. Like this is my place. I feel like goddamn Ali is Zaire every time I walk outside of where I'm at. I don't want to leave nowhere. But you go back and look at the superintendent, the principal, and look at the whole organization, and now you see why successful is a great place for Coach Gates to walk into, because everything is set up now. Coach Lee, they're in good situations.
So it's deeper than just the football you're talking about.
Yeah, it's deeper than football.
Yeah. Always.
Like you gotta have some people
coaches
10% committed.
Yeah. Like they gotta be committed to winning. Like it literally goes from the top down. Like you literally gotta be committed to winning. And I'm talking from an administration standpoint. Because the coaches, they win games. Yeah. But being able to get you the resources that you need, it could be something as simple as, can I get this coach in the building? You know what I'm saying? It may be something as simple as that. And some people tell you no.
And your administration got to be like, I'm going to make it work for you, Kyle. Whatever we got to do, we're going to get it done. If you need this person to be successful, we're going to do it. But go back like that stadium that's behind you, that's Allen Eagle Stadium, man.
Yes, sir.
Go back and research when Todd Graham was there as the head coach. And go back and read the story on how they orchestrated Allen into what it became. That shit started back in the 90s, way before championships came. But they made it a focus that they wanted to be a successful football town. And then everything came decades later. Because in 95, hell, we beat Allen when I was in Lincoln. And they had a white boy named Chad Richardson that was the running back that went to Rice. You know, back then. And now you think what Allen has grown to from playing in 4A football in 95 to you look, this 30 years later?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, you know, multiple state championships, playoff appearances, basketball team that went to state, maybe won it, I think, you know, a lot of successful program. But go back 30 years ago, Allen won shit 30 years ago. But it was a process.
One of those decisions they made, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the decisions they made, they saw Plano, the way Plano and Plano East kind of fell off, and they vowed never to build another school.
Yeah. And now they got a problem walk around. $1 billion problem.
But you know, hey Tom, this actually happened. Parents, this is school. Parents actually complained on the coaches because they were allegedly were bringing in transfers.
Yeah.
But however, their kids, they like, hey, my kid been in a feeder school since middle school. You know, whoop. I guess so. Once they junior senior year comes, y'all bring in a 4 or 5-star, and their kid is not playing. I don't want to say school name. I see.
They got money to do. The school got money.
Yeah, the school got money, but the parents complain, and their coach no longer.
The parents got money.
Yeah, the parents got money.
That's not the money talk problems right there. The money talk is people with money would rather see their kid play than be a state championship contender because you put their kid on the bench. That's not that happens more with people with money and people that stay in the community where their whole life was just to see their kid play, and then you bring in somebody to put their kid on the bench. They're gonna be mad and they're gonna raise hell. It's good as long as their kid ain't the one to get kicked out of the rotation. That's a problem. You're not gonna really find that problem too much in low economy areas. That's more gonna be in privileged places where people got bread in big houses and shit like that.
Yeah, that actually happened. Todd, it's in a message, but that coach, I guess he was bringing players in. And the parents, they complain like, hey, you know, this coach is bringing in players, and now our kids, it's their time to, it's their gig, but now he's bringing in players, and now my kid can't play.
Yeah. I mean, and like when you say Dallas, That's the only, ain't number one school.
Wait, they had in Dallas, not Dallas, but
I'm just saying, like, so you always, if you got people with money, and especially people with money that doesn't feel like they done paid their dues and did the program right, they always gonna look out for their own. Like I tell anybody, a coach got to look out for the team, but a parent really only give a damn about their individual son or daughter.
Yeah,
that's facts.
That's facts, though. That's facts. Yeah.
Line, and you win, and then it's cool. But if the team, if Allen becoming a success was Kyler Murray can't transfer in here, somebody parent would have probably been happy they start a quarterback, but you may have never would have heard of Allen.
That is true.
Right, true.
And that's a lot of programs that key like that. One player can change the dynamic of a program.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So all it takes is one. If you get one that's a game changer, well, especially generational. That's why I tell people that just quit calling everything generational. Like I saw the other day.
Kyler Murray was generational.
Kyler Murray was generational, but I saw the other day, and I don't want to put no names on nobody, but I saw somebody say, "Yeah, this kid generated." I'm like, kid ain't even had 1,000-yard season yet. And you call him generational. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
Because you can't say some stuff that's really opinionated because everybody gonna say you're a hater. Sometimes you just stating the fact.
Yeah. Well,
that's true. But
I've been called worse, so I don't even care no more.
Yeah,
But I was gonna say since Allen, since you brought, I hope y'all can hear me a little bit clearer now.
Yeah, we got you. You there now? You good, man?
Since y'all brought up Allen, they were right next door to the McKinney High. There were some things behind the scenes that went on in Allen that the masses don't know. And since some people have transitioned on, I can mention it. There was a particular attorney that lived in Allen, and this attorney represented a woman out of Wiley. There was a case back in the 80s, and he made his come up off of this case and started making a lot of money. So his son was coming up through the Allen ISD system playing football and was a good he was a great football player. And this attorney started this sports program. And then you also had Tony Hill there as one of the assistant city managers who was a former Dallas Cowboy. And they put together a sports program. And they said, if you don't go through this program, this offseason program in Allen, you will not play. And so that's where it started in Allen. And I have quite a few friends and classmates those that I went to school with in the McKinney High, that they moved to Allen, that played with Kyler Murray. And some of them went on to go to the NFL. A lot of them had a great college careers, D1 schools. And that's where it started. It started with that attorney, not gonna say his name, but that attorney that represented a lady that had a high-profile case in the 80s in Wiley, but he lived in Allen, and that's where it started. That's how Allen started to build, because they got tired of us shellacking them and everybody else beating them all in the area, and then Plano didn't help themselves when they split, and then also when their black tar heroin hit Plano, people started moving from Plano to Allen. That's what happened in Allen, if you want to know the truth.
Okay.
So that was a little bit different than other places. So it really wasn't the recruiting necessarily going on. It's decided they had, when you have an NFL player that's back in your offseason program, then you should, I'm gonna say you can't help but come up, but you should come up.
And then I'm gonna go back and trace this too to further my point. When Lancaster did go to state, who was the superintendent there? The same
one that's the superintendent in North Crowley. At Crowley ISD.
So, and then I think, I may be wrong, but if you really trace it, then I think.
Yeah, they took the track coach. They took Lancaster track coach and made him the AD at Crowley.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying too, though. But I'm saying how it started at the top.
Yeah.
and it's a priority, so then it filters down, and you see some of this success. But if you go like that, ain't that ironic? The one time Langston went to state football, he was a damn head superintendent.
Yeah.
Time North Carolina go. So North Carolina really just took off to this point. Who the superintendent now?
So winners win, Todd. So
Yeah.
this is what they do. It don't matter what they do, they win.
Nah, but a lot of people win sometimes, like judging winning, and everybody's eyes ain't just about football or sports and shit like that. It got to be a priority, not only just to win, but it got to be particular winning, and that got to be important. And most of the time, that's the most small school, I would say like country towns where you know how that shit buy in to get to the top. Because if you start out the school year with football and you winning, that means that's taking you all the way through December. That means the band still playing, the cheerleaders still playing, the goddamn teachers still teaching. I mean, everybody is excited with that shit. Grades gonna go. Ain't nobody flunking nobody when you go on the state in the first half.
That's real. That's real.
Yep.
Unless you went to Carter.
Yeah.
Unless you, 88 Carter. Yeah. 88 and 91.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Carter. They don't. They didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo.
Hey, Coach Star, can you outcoach a bad administration?
Oh,
man.
Good question.
You're gonna have to have some pull above them. There's some people that scare their ass too, though. Like now, if you got some pull where you can touch them from another place they can't see you touching them from, then you may got a slight change. But more than likely, they're gonna sabotage your ass in the end some kind of way. And that's why,
in other words, you gotta have like a board member. If you talking about that, you need like board members and politicians or something.
Right,
man. If you find who controls the money, you don't give a damn about who regulates the laws.
Yeah. Especially start winning.
My principal was the assistant principal. We was at Lincoln. Like, I saw how he functioned when he was the assistant principal. How he did stuff when we went to state. So shit, it's easy as hell for me to understand now. Like he the head principal, I'm the head coach. Shit, it's a match made in heaven. Shit, we go together.
Yeah.
We go together.
Yeah. He ain't leaving, the you ain't either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now what happens is if you get somebody in, like then why like a leader, like look how Lito's structure was. It was Buchanan, I don't know why he stepped away the first time. He probably said, hey man, I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna switch roles. You're gonna be the coach, I'm gonna be the AD, or whatever. I'm just gonna go be the AD, you gotta be the head coach now. Oh shit, we're gonna switch it back. When we both ready to get out the game, oh shit, this dude has been here with us 20 years, is finna take it over. But you can't go be the principal or probably dealing with the school board in the Lido if you don't understand what the fuck a Lido football means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, right. You can't come there and talk about we ain't really worried about winning. Bullshit.
Final time.
In our schools, like if we get a new principal, the whole shit could shift. Somebody would come in and talk about we finna be the fucking Harvard of Oak Cliff or some shit.
No, we send the kids to Stafford. We send the kids to Stafford. We good.
Yeah, but
I dare you come here talking about this good education.
Yeah, right. The new boy told me, when the last time you seen 40,000 people go sit in the goddamn science project, like getting
science fair,
PTA meeting.
Yeah.
These people come out for sports. Now, when you get them into sports, you draw them into the other stuff you want to be done. But if you're successful in sports, you bringing in so many other entities that is out the same way. But if you come in there and tell me you just finna be like, oh, we just gonna be strictly books and nothing else but books, man, these kids ain't paying attention to you.
Ain't nobody coming to South Dakota to be in the algebra program.
Yeah.
And some athletes got little brothers and sisters that don't play sports, but they got it up there. So you bring that family to the district and raise up a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it all tie together, but you got to know what draw the kids in. The kids gonna be drawn by what they
like.
then it's our job to understand, hey, you got this, but you need to be able to make sure in life you're going to need some of this other stuff too. So let's make sure we don't cheat it on this and just be no dumb job.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, we're gonna wind it down. But I do one thing I did, and I'm glad I got both y'all side coaches over here because it's been a little bit of debate. This is one of the topics I was gonna go over, but I do at least want to get this topic over. The Dallas Morning News, right? They put out they list position groups, and one of the position groups that they did was defensive line, and they had I think it was top 5. If y'all want to see it real quick, I'll show it up. And it's been a debate, man. It's been a lot of outrage from our Oak Cliff people that was offended.
What Oak Cliff people? Who was it?
Gary Bird, Raymond Wesley.
What they offended for?
What's his name? What's the gangster coach? What was the dreads? The gangster coach. It was a few sock people that was mad. Yeah, I forget his name, but I'd never mess with him. He look like he don't care about going to jail. But no, it was a few of them though. I'm not telling no lies. I ain't gonna get over here and lie. So the top 5 was Richardson, which they got a USC pledge. Shout out to USC, came out here and got Holloway kid. Denton Guy, which Solomon, I guess you probably could tell us a little bit more about Denton Guy because I did not know Denton Guy had a great defensive line coming. Duncanville, I think everybody know Duncanville will be in there. Probably should be number 1, but I get it, they in there. Denton Ryan, which is another one. That's 2 Denton schools. I think it's a little Denton bias going on.
No, but if you go back and trace, they really play good defense at both of them schools, though. They've been having kids like that. They can't just start.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm talking about this coming up here. I didn't know. And Solana and Cedar Hill, which, hey, okay.
That Solana defense, and that Solana defense is built for it tough, J-Mac. That Solana defense don't play, and they got a lot coming back, too. So I'm not mad at the Solana or the Denton schools being up.
Yeah, I think the Richardson is debatable because you base out one player, one player got it.
Yeah, man.
But here's
the fact that they didn't have Sock, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people was mad.
I don't think right now. I don't think we're a top 5 defensive line right now in the entire area. I think.
But don't y'all got like 3 or the 4 coming back?
Right.
I mean, no. The defensive line we lost the ends and the other. We've got one coming back up front.
Oh, you just got the defensive tackle that's going to Syracuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they stop for? I thought y'all was all juniors on the defensive line last year.
Hey, but J-Mac, I think. Well, I want to know what they ranking them by. What's their criteria? What they call them best defense?
Well, on the article,
I'm surprised Waxahachie not in there.
Well, I was saving that for last. Cause, I ain't about that because I got a real problem with that. I got a real problem with Waxahachie and North Crowley. If you want to be honest about it. So I got a real problem with neither one of them being on there because I feel like the only school that got better, you could say got better defense ends than Waxahachie is Duncanville. To be honest, and I want to know why Cedar Hill on there. Is that a pity?
Like Cedar Hill, they got potentially base. They got their defense line got a chance to be special. Like they gonna have to coach it out of them. But they got some fucking dogs up there, J Mackey. Like if they can.
But they want move to Oak Cliff.
Who?
One of them tackles. Did they move to Oak Cliff? What's one of them schools over there?
Man, I don't know. It ain't the top 4. I'm saying like I'm saying like me watching. It is even from last year. Where I saw the Brewer kid was at from last year, not really knowing how to play defense, and then I see he been training at the defense. To me, the Brewer kid is a kid that I would mark down. Brewster, I think his name.
Yeah, here it is right here, Willow. I'm gonna show it for you.
I think he's a NFL first round draft pick. He got every tool in order to be successful to be that. It's just on him doing what he got to do. But the kid, he should be.
He got the bloodline, right? He the son of a third-round pick. That's what it says. Robert Brewster. He's the son of a third-round pick. He got the DNA.
Like to me, every time I'll be messing with Nick, I'll be like, man, how my boy Brewster doing, man? Like he to me got the ability to be an NFL first round pick, and he should be able to play as long as he take that shit serious and lock in with. Like, I think he's the best defensive line prospect. You know, even though he ain't no senior next year, he got it.
But that's all off potential, right? You ain't going off no film.
No, I'm saying I've seen the film, but I know how raw he was as a big kid that played running back. Like when you taking first round projects, like if you go back and even watch the kids that was at Georgia, the big giant motherfucker that played Philadelphia, he wasn't no hell of a player at Georgia. He was just big. But his potential is what gets you a first round pick when you got all that shit. Like Brewster got it, J-Mac. Like I know dogs when I see a fucking dog.
Hey, J-Mac, I put you like this.
He gonna bite your ass.
There you go. Snoop, I want you, Snoop. Why Kilmer ain't in there? But we'll see. Go ahead.
Hey, Snoop just tripping right now. Trust our eyes on this shit.
Hey, J-Mac, on the cool though, Jalen played on that dog team with Booby now.
Okay.
All right, so he been a running back his whole career up until he got to Cedar Hill. So now, if you look at most defensive linemen that transition from running back to defensive line, they see the game different than anybody else.
Okay.
Because their vision is looking for holes. They're not just running to where you are. So they're running to look at it like I'm just going to speak on me for an example. When I started playing defensive line from running back, when I ran to the ball, I never looked at the ball carrier. I looked at the daylight because that's where they was going. They wasn't necessarily going to keep doing this. They was going to try to find that daylight. So when you see him playing the way he moves and his athletic ability, yeah, he going to be special, dog. For real. Yeah, he going to be nice.
So can we take it? I'm sorry. I was saying, can we take it back a little bit? Because the Dallas Morning News, and I guess y'all concurred about Cedar Hill, and we talking about Brewer. But I would think, especially, got Coach Todd on here and Coach Carr, when we look at the line in its entirety and not just say that this one D1 prospect athlete, because the article is talking about defensive line.
Not one player. When Cedar Hill defensive line walk out there, it's only gonna be maybe 3 schools in the entire state of Texas that's gonna have the look you're gonna see. Trust me. Like the other
but wait a minute. But didn't we say this last year?
They said I was gonna go there too.
We said it at the same time last year. We said this last year.
They were saying this last year.
I'm saying, I think 2 of the kids I'm talking about are sitting here right now as juniors this year. So that means they were playing like the Brewster kid wasn't even playing out of stands last year. He was just standing up playing. What I'm saying is the potential base and the talent that they have on the front four is talent comparable to Duncanville and anywhere else. Whether they play up to it is a total overall team thing.
So you said they got the athletes. The athletes is there.
Yeah, they got the players on the defensive line to be in contention for the best defensive line in the state of Texas, not just Dallas.
And I was gonna say Cedar Hill fits in because they got 2. Nathaniel Young playing DN. Dan Guy has 2. Dan Ryan has 2. We talking about like big. No,
the Allen kid, because I worked with his mama and went to middle school with Jerome Allen. He went to Atwell with the other end, his son.
I didn't know about the
Georgia. They got 3 Power 5 defensive linemen that I believe is out in the junior class this year.
Now Young gonna be a senior. He's 26.
Okay, Young gonna be a senior, but Brewster, and I think the
he's 27 years old.
They do got an Allen kid. Yeah. Come on, Cedar Hill.
Yeah. Like Cedar Hill, that's what I'm saying. They comparable to Duncanville. It just I don't know how all the other pieces gonna look, but I do know that their defensive line should be a force this year.
I watched King guys, man, and I don't see that either though.
When you're looking at a team that has it's two out of your 4 defensive linemen or P4 Power 5 kids, that is a hard team to beat.
Yeah.
Because you don't have 2 offensive linemen that are P4. You're going to be in a mixed match every which way. And I remember because I played with Moose. Moose went to Tennessee. Alton Maiden went to Notre Dame. Like, that was a hard defensive line to play against. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that type of talent, yes, the only thing that I didn't know is Richardson. Now, I'm going to say this because I always say this. If you have a great defensive line, it should give you a chance to keep playing week in and week out. None of those teams are playing in December.
Nah, and Richardson has the best D lineman in the state, and they
went to the second round. He got out the first round.
Well, what I'm saying is, to me, I want the best team that's playing the best football in December.
Or at least past November, at least past Thanksgiving, don't make it a Thanksgiving.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying that this is the best, because if you're saying these teams are the best and they're not advancing at the rate that they should be, then at some point they won the best team that year that they played against.
Well, Coach Carr, can you get out the third round with just the D line? I mean, at some point you got to have a pretty solid.
It has to be a complete effort, right? That's for sure. But if you can't run the ball, it's gonna be hard for you to win.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying from running the ball, it's gonna be hard for you to win in the playoffs. Because if I'm getting you in bad situations, it's easier for me to pin my ears back. But then the second part of that too is you're dealing with weather, you're dealing with climates, you're dealing with a whole lot of other stuff and during the course of that game that you can't control. You know what I mean? So if you have a defensive lineman that line that can come in and you can't run the ball, it gives you a chance. I mean, Ty know it better than anybody.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in this rankings. Duncanville got to be number 1 because they done year in and year out, and they bring it back 2 high teams, and you know they got some returning starters.
And the return of defensive tackle Todd is good. That number 90 is good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know they gonna always have some young guys, and it's their time to come up and get in the mix. And Cedar Hill to me is number 2 because they got it. They got it too. It just they just got to show it. They at some point
they got to put it together. Yeah.
I mean, like I'm just being real with you, and why I get them the edge, them two, is because they normally see each other. They normally see DeSoto. They normally see this high caliber football. You know, they go against the good teams. You know, where you start talking about who got just dogs up front on both sides of the ball type of thing. You know, they see that in and out. Well, the kid Richardson, who probably has been his best competition that he's went against offensive line play-wise. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go put some of them kids probably in the Richardson district and they just kind of just go at it, how would they look too?
He probably Lake Highway.
Yeah. Dakota, don't be picking on Pastor. Him and Todd had a very heated debate. It's very heavy. They had Snoop jumping in from the chat. Jumping in.
They ready, coach? I was gonna save it. I was gonna save it because everybody's still excited about the fireworks from the 4th of July and all that stuff. So I was gonna save it. I was gonna let Coach Todd make it, but we keep talking about Cedar Hill. I told you I'm just gonna rip last year, and we can plug and play because nobody will be able to tell. Because it's the same conversation we had last year about Chill and about their line. So who are they moving out of the district? Because it still gets back to Coach Carl said the same thing about Richardson. Brother Solomon just said the same thing about, okay, what's the competition? And you saying Cedar Hill can't even get out of their own district. So if you're gonna say it about Richardson line, you got to say same thing about Chill line. And we can't say about potential.
Well, I'll put you like this: Cedar Hill. If you take Cedar Hill out of that district and put them in that district with Richardson, they don't go to the playoffs, or even possibly win that district.
Duncanville had like 3 D1
No, I'm not saying Richardson shouldn't. I'm not saying Richardson should be there. I'm kind of leaning with J-Mac. Why are we not talking about Waxahachie? Hatchet?
I mean, I don't know why neither, but like my point was when they talked about Richardson, they talked about one kid the entire thing. I like on some other ones it had multiple kids' names.
Yeah.
Now,
And for that, Todd, I just put it on the screen. But Coach Holloway, shout out to my man. He did text me.
Yeah, get that seatbelt for me.
Hey, he did text me and said they got more than one. It ain't just one.
But
So
that ain't what the article said.
that ain't what the article said, but he just, he just give you a head up.
Well, he gonna pick up his squad as he's.
Yeah, but now I'm saying if you saying pound for pound the best player, that's a different argument. But when you say as a unit, like that means all 4 if you're a 4-man front, or all 3 if you're a 3-man front. So when you start talking unit, if I see an article that only highlights one player, I'm like, why does that team deserve to be in the top defensive line debate? And I said
it's based on that. I get what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying, and I agree.
Hey man, what did you say the article criteria was?
Well, that's the thing. He kind of gave a summary, I guess, explaining why they was there, but each one was kind of different. Like the Denton guy, he didn't even mention all those. He mentioned the one guy, Rowe, but he also mentioned
Denton guy got 2 of them. I think Denton guy got the best D line.
But it was more about the production that they did last year. I think they averaged 85 yards rushing, giving up. So it was more, and then on others, like that was on getting guard, but on others, like for Richardson, he talked about the best defensive tackle in the state, and Duncanville, he kind of talked about the pedigree and the 2-5.
That's why I say it's all subjective. Yeah, it's all subjective.
Hey, keep everybody asking, like, man, like get the article right, man. I'll be coming over here in the chats all
Hey, it's disrespect season, coach. Everybody taking it,
What I'm saying. And then you got to look at scheme based too, like when you say who got the best defensive line. Like who plays with the lightest box?
I think they talking about in terms of recruiting, though, Todd. They talking about like in terms of recruiting.
So that's what I need to know. Because to me, if you're talking about recruiting, then that's something different. But when you say the best defensive line, I need to see stats.
Because you could have said South Lake. Could have said South Lake had the best D line last year. They only had one.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need to see. I need to see how many yards you're giving up. I need to see your third down ratio. I need to see how many sacks you got. I need
y'all
to
in that coach's mindset.
Like I need to.
Y'all need to get out your coach's
mindset. You gotta show me that.
Yeah.
You can't just tell me that, because I can have a team full of people defensive linemen. If I can't stop the run, if we can't get out the first round, why are we considered the best? Because we got more offers?
But I think you can have the best defensive line and lose in the first round if the rest of your team ain't up to par on your offense.
If the rest of your team, Todd, but you're not getting blew out. You're not getting blew out.
If the offense turn it over or something, maybe. If the offense is that bad.
That's fine, J-Mac. That's fine, J-Mac. But here's what I'm saying. If you got the best defensive line, your defensive line should be able to win you 1 to 2 playoff games if you have the best defensive line. Because, hey, you can't run the ball. Wait a minute, Todd. If you got the best defensive line, chances are you already got an offense that's probably complementary to your defense.
Practicing every day against them.
So what I'm saying is, if you got the best trench play on both sides, that should win you a game. But just being the dominant on one side, I don't think they win you no game. Because that other side could be like boo-boo.
Right. But I don't think
you should be able to win the game.
Right, but if you got the best defensive line, chances are your O-line is average at best. Because they going against the good guys every day.
Yeah, unless they like a woman is getting abused and just they just
there you go. Now that's something totally different. That's something totally different.
Yeah, but I do agree. If you got the trench play, that should get you. That should get you. You know, a game or two for sure against some solid competition. If the trench play,
it's area and bye, right? Area and bye week, bye right. At least just put it like that. At least area and bye, you should be able to get through. Because I always feel, and I think this is what Gates and even my man Wiley said. Yeah, you know, once you get to Thanksgiving and beyond, like everybody good down. Like so, you ain't gonna be the only good. You ain't gonna be the only good.
I think it's pending. I think in some areas that game may be then. In some regions, that third round game could be tougher than let's say in Region 1. I mean, if normally in Region 1, you normally got a couple cupcake games. Normally, how alignment is. Where in Region 2 and Region 3 is normally a little bit more difficult. You know, if you just go on year in and year out. In Region 4, you know, nobody really pays attention to Region 4 a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Missing Valley had a very easy walk to the championship. Playing them schools out there in Region 4.
Like if you go like on North Crowley's run, who did they play in the fourth round?
Capel. Oh, you talking about fourth round?
That was Allen.
That was Allen fourth round after Capel.
Yeah. So that came back to be a tough game. You know, then I know they had Capel as a game.
Third round.
Yeah, they first two.
I'm telling you, man, what North Crowley did last year is truly amazing. When you go back and look from week 1 to week 16.
Like Cedar Hill run.
Yeah, like who?
It was like Cedar Hill run with Will Cole.
I don't remember all that.
When Will Cole was there, like Cedar Hill had never even won a playoff game.
But I'm just saying that they play them caliber teams 1 through 16.
They played Garland with Malcolm. They had goddamn dogs all the way through.
Okay, I mean, I take your word for it. I know that was you know.
Remember that they won because of the one game with Texas Stadium when the Francis kid made the tackle on the goal line.
Yeah. Okay.
On the 1 yard line.
That's good.
Like Cedar Hill, they first run when they won state their first time was like it was similar to North Crowley. Like with shit, they just hard to deal with.
Yeah, but I mean they were going through tough. I'm just speaking just because it's more recent memory, but yeah. That I mean, when you look at North Crowley's first 4 games, the district wasn't the toughest, but it wasn't the weakest, right? And then the playoff run, like Matt said, week two of the playoff was probably the easiest game of the season, and that's because it was West Texas football.
But the last 4 teams they beat, all of them could have won state. Allen, Capel, Duncanville, and West State, they all could have won state this year.
And that's what I'm saying. They preseason was a damn good preseason. But if you really look at it, how many of them teams they really besides, you know, they beat Lancaster, okay. And then you had DeSoto, then who?
Dengar. Who's on the list?
And that's what I'm saying. So a lot of them teams like was better than some of the playoff teams, you know, in the early round probably that they saw. Because Capel wasn't undefeated, but are you just gonna say Capel beats DeSoto?
Yeah, last year Capel, that was a hell of a team, Todd. That Capel team.
I watched that Capel team come back and beat
Griffin.
Yeah, I watched that Capel team come back and beat Waxahachie. And I ain't gonna lie, that probably was the most underrated quarterback I've ever seen that just slammed.
I said it during the season. I said
Griffin was cold.
The kid is going to Baylor. The kid is going to Baylor, right?
Yeah,
no O-line, man. That O-line was
and that's what I'm saying. But styles make fights. And just because you beat Waxahachie don't mean because you played DeSoto that was gonna be a close game. You know what I'm saying?
I do think that DeSoto, based on what we seen from DeSoto, I would still say Capel. Because Capel was extremely physical too, right?
Yeah.
They extremely physical too. So I think DeSoto would have had a problem with Capel.
Yeah, you know, like there's some matchups you just don't, you don't get to see. But like some teams against certain teams, like it just, even when you don't think they're gonna win, they still got the edge. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you gotta play it. You gotta play it and I think DeSoto probably would have matched up with Southlake better than Longview. Because I think they would have actually scored the ball probably more.
Yeah,
a bit more explosive. But at the same time, that game, what was the final score?
Oh, it went down to a great acting job by the kicker. Shoot, that man won an award off that.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like certain teams.
That was a hell of a game, dog.
That was a great game, dog. That was a great game.
Certain teams may have a formula to beat certain teams, but that don't mean they can beat the other teams that's left. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree with you. I see what you're saying. And it's all kind of fun debate, but I just think what they did was a great run. And when we talk about D-line, I think we all kind of agree. Even though shout out to Coach Holloway, we gotta get you on the show, Coach Holloway. We gotta get you on. We gotta get you come holler at us again.
Why the hatchet ain't on there? Because I've been hearing about the ends, and I already that back time high level. I thought for sure that they would have been.
I need to go. I need to see. I need to write that writer because I like I told your boy Gary Bird. Hey, I'm more offended. Waxahachie wasn't on there than Sock. I was upset. I'm like, how the hell?
If it's a top 10 list, we make it crack the top 10. But I don't think it's the top 5.
We be coming in at 10. We be coming in at 10.
But y'all gotta equally. Like the kid that's going to Syracuse is really. Now I understand he may not have a prototypical size. I don't know how big he is, but he was a game changer on the D line last year.
No, he's a damn good player. But I'm just going overall. Like I'm looking at it.
I'm just saying by the criteria, that should have been enough to get you on the list. And we looking at it.
But it should have had Waxahachie too. But
he going to. Hey, watch this though, J Mac. We'll be on that list if he was going to Georgia. He was going to Texas.
Absolutely.
He's going to Alabama.
Absolutely.
But that's why I don't get caught up into, the preseason rankings, and people getting their feelings about where they ranked at and where they ain't. Man, nobody don't give a damn about no preseason ranking. Nobody give a damn who win the positional battle of the shit on paper. Like, that shit don't mean nothing. That shit ain't going to win you no game. It ain't going to do nothing for you.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of that, I'm glad you said it because next week it's going down.
Yeah, boy.
It's going down. It's going down. Your boy dropping his DFW rankings 6A to 4A, baby. It's going down.
Like, I don't even get in that shit no more because I know we done earned the right to be top 5 every year. Until we show otherwise.
Well, off reputation, yeah. If you go off pedigree alone.
Like, so shit. I don't even look at the paper, none of that shit. I'm on period.
Don't kill J Man.
Now tune in next week though, Todd.
You probably gonna have us at 11 because you're gonna say.
I would say, hey man, they came over here and told me the D line is trash, so they can't be one.
I just say right now, I wouldn't say top 5. That don't mean they could be a top 5 D line.
Hey, he gonna have Sock at number 12 right behind Samuel.
yeah, because hey, Deacon Johnson made a great sale, man. Great job, Wednesday. Deacon Johnson did great. He made a great sale.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. But I like these cats be getting mad about these rankings, man. I know Lamar probably mad because DeSoto ain't in there. I know he probably typed something.
Yeah. He said they got the best defensive line on Beltline.
He came over and told us they had the best defensive line. Yeah, in the district. Yeah, he felt they had the best.
How about this year coming up?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say now.
Yeah, you can say now, but you just said see the hill.
I'm gonna go with the
pick a side time.
You gotta pick a side. You already
No, that's what I say. I'm gonna go with J Mac for number 3, but I'm gonna go with the top 2.
So
I go watch it and be like, man, Duncanville, DeSoto D-line, man, they should have been top 5. I was tripping. But I ain't seen it, but don't mean it can't happen.
But yeah, it's all just what you think right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I'm going out what I say, Duncanville got to be one because they done proven it year in and year out that they done play and they play with a short box and shit. And we'll tell you when the defensive line plays with a short box up front, that ain't about no linebackers and shit. Now the other shit around there. That means them folk controlling 5 and 6 every play.
Every play. Every play. And let's put this in perspective, J Matt. You got DeSoto. I mean, you got C.D. Hill. You got Duncanville, C.D. Hill. And we're sitting here and we forget about Lancaster, who got 3 D1 D linemen too.
Right.
Right.
Got 3 D1 D linemen.
Yeah, Lancaster, we got three D linemen D1.
Lancaster, I think linebacker might be a little bit of a question, but they D line supposed to be really, really good.
Okay, pull it up, Matt Steph. I know Matt Steph always come put the facts in the chat right there. So I'm waiting for you.
And then you got Watson Hatchet. He said position rankings are off-season content filter. Don't be coming in here stealing people's joy, Matt.
Well, you right, Matt. What do you think we doing? Shoot. That's what we doing.
Hey, we still ain't mentioned a team that nobody talked about them. You're gonna have to put some respect on their name because they shut down one of the supposed to be the best offensive line in the whole state of Texas, and some say one of the best in the nation. They shut down Prosper, and that's Allen. Y'all got to put some respect on Allen's name. Allen didn't. It was only one team when they lost that scored more than 21 points against them. Nobody scored more than 21. That was that line, and they treated Prosper like an old Baptist tent revival. They had thine own way with that Prosper offensive line. And we ain't talked about Allen yet.
I'll give you this, Pastor, because you do say some off the wall stuff. That one I agree with you. I was at that Allen Prosper game. Allen
yes, sir.
Won that game. They whooped all 5 stars of that O-line, man.
Yes, sir.
That defense for Allen was very good last year. So I'll give you that one.
So we ain't even talking. So like I said, they left off Watson Hatchet, they left off Allen. Come on, man. We gotta come on.
It's because they don't have any big time recruits at Allen. A D line. They've been defensive players.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They're in the linebackers.
All they did was name drop. They
looked up the rankings.
They said, "Oh,
they
this got a guy going to USC. Let's rank them high." Oh,
I'm not saying Prosper not good, but I don't know if they strength the schedule match what we talking about right now.
But I will say, Todd, Dallas Bourne we ain't going over it, but Dallas Bourne had Prosper as the best offensive line.
They got 5
they supposed to be, but I'm still saying when you go back, I just looked at their schedule. They got the compare guy, when they lost 27-35.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find in the Allen game they lost 22-7. I really the rest of the schedule I'm looking at.
That district is janky. It's just them and Allen. No disrespect to McKinney and all that.
And they lost like 35-14.
Yeah. But he talking about O-line because you can't discredit the O-line. They all 5 and 4 stars. So I think that's mainly what he's talking about. Yeah, I think they have a backup O-lineman that's like 3-4 stars.
Yeah,
like,
yes, sir.
He's loaded at O-line.
Prosper got 5 O-linemen that's D1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5 and 4 stars. Because we're not just D1.
But watch this though. To me, they sound like C.D. Hill. See, I jumped on that bandwagon last year. Went down that road.
Yes, you did.
and I dragged people behind me.
Yes, you did.
This is why, because we want everybody to make their predictions in June, so everybody else can be wrong too. I see what they're doing.
Hey, I hooked them up. I said, "Come on, guys, we going down this road." C.D. Hill got the best O-line. They gonna make they run this year, and they didn't make the playoffs. So damn these best O-line, they don't mean nothing.
Hey, Matt Steph said that likes the 3 defensive lineman D1 is cap.
So that's cap. So James Porter over here lying.
Yeah, James Porter over there of fudges. He
knows something we don't. So,
or maybe he got different definition of D1.
Yeah, this is like that question I asked the other day. So name the schools.
Stephen F.
Texas College.
Texas Wesleyan. Yeah, all that.
Y'all wrong, man.
Nielsen College.
But that's just Alonzo, man. He didn't want to bring himself from up 75 into the conversation, man.
Hey, he's up though. You can't do nothing.
All I'm gonna say is, all I can say is, Coach Todd, I'm gonna say they go deep now, because now I'm gonna get somewhere. So y'all gonna see where I'm coming from. Dallas Morning News has Richardson, right? Richardson in the top 5 line, top 5 D line, right?
Yeah.
So let's get on to that, because Allen beat them last year in the playoffs. Let's look at this score. Let me clear my throat. 59-6.
But that's team.
59-6.
That's the team.
That's what I be saying. See, that's what I be saying. If you got a good defensive line, you don't lose that game 59-6. I ain't saying you don't lose it.
Exactly.
But you don't lose it 59-6.
I mean, Allen had a good O-line.
I don't give a damn.
And Coach, no. Because Allen run quick screens and jet sweeps. That takes the whole D-line out the game.
But they were running that rock that game too, though, Brother Solomon. They were running the rock. And the quarterback was coming on quarterback draw. They wasn't stopping them at all.
I have to go back and watch the game. But I know
yeah, man.
When we look at it now, I can see how, based on what J Mac was saying, I think because the defensive tackle is such a high-profile kid, a highly recruited kid, that they put them in there mainly probably because of that. I mean, it's cool. Everybody deserves that, sometimes.
I can stop your best D lineman. If you got one of them, I can stop them.
Well, I'll say this. Playing the ASD, I saw Myles Garrett play at Martin, and that was the whole defense. And you wasn't doing nothing with him. So if it's gonna be a guy like that, and I mean the dude from Richardson is #1 in the state. I'm not saying he's Myles Garrett, but technically he's the closest one to it right now.
And I don't think Myles Garrett wasn't even the best end. I would like to be honest with you. In high school, the kid that came out the year before him was better than Myles Garrett in high school. It wasn't even close. The kid that went to TCU and got freshman All-American, Devontae Fields or something. Like Myles Garrett just looked the part. He was the best.
Nah, coach, you can't say that.
That's what I'm saying. We played him and he had 5 sacks on us.
Come on, 5 sacks in one game, Coach.
I'm saying, but what we didn't know was going to that game, our center, who playing right now in the XFL, need to go to defense because he was dyslexic. And he went the wrong way the whole game. True story.
I'll be dyslexic against Myles Garrett too, Coach.
No,
I get yelled at for that.
No, I'm saying if you really go watch they film, Devontae Fields in high school was a much more dominant football player than Myles Garrett was in high school. What Myles Garrett had was he had the size and the shit to project on to the next.
He grew into it at A&M. Yeah.
Kind of what you said Bruce doing, right?
Yeah. Like if you saw Myles Garrett in high, he looked like a creative player. He was on everything. He was on the punt team, but he looked like just a creative athlete. But this football player, the kid that came out the year before him when Morton lost to South Lake in the playoffs, I think in the 5th round. That kid was a way better high school football player, and he was freshman All-American at TCU, I think, till he got kicked out of school or something like that. But he was a dog.
I got you. Yeah, some players are definitely more developed and ready to go in high school. You're not wrong about that.
When he was at Kimber, he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what do I do? Now, Burn not in that category to me, bro. So we can keep that Burn shit to yourself.
Who said that? That's another one of them reputation things, man. That's why I try to tell people I don't go off of too much peewee, youth, or who popular. Like I don't care who popular. I don't care who was a legend in peewee. For the most part, I don't even watch it till you hit a varsity field. Like very simple. Because I like to keep my opinion fresh for that purpose. A lot of this just be popularity and people saying he cold. Like I say, when somebody told me this kid was a generational player and the kid ain't even had a 1,000-yard season.
I seen Granger physically mentally in every aspect dominate a football game from the D tackle spot, where you couldn't throw screens to the outside, you couldn't run up the middle, you couldn't run out tackle off of him alone. Like he was just that dominant of a football player. The kid
I went to a game where I saw Granger play at Kimball. Todd, you are not lying. This dude single-handedly took over that game from start to finish in every phase of it. I'm talking about calls, fumbles, sacks, tackles for losses. So I think he might have had an interception. You know what I'm saying? Like he was that good. Like that Kimball team, because that was the that Jordan team, right?
No, he was a sophomore on one of them teams with Warren them. I'm talking about his senior year is when he came into like his.
You know what I'm saying? That was on Jordan, like Jordan, Coach Jordan.
Yeah, the era, with Jordan was down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he came to his own, I believe, like in his junior year, going into his
I saw him in senior year. I mean, he was in Oklahoma too now until he got hurt.
Yeah, he had that back issue where somebody spiraled tight. He whatever them people be saying. But now, like he was dominant. That's what I'm talking about. When you talking about dominant, I'm talking about you done line him up and ain't nothing nobody finna do. He finna whoop everybody ass in front of him. That was that was like DeMarcus Granger. That was Nikita Whitlock. That was that Devontae Fields dude that was Arlington what you call it. You know, like it's been some players that I mean, shit, whatever you do, man, hey.
Can't game plan that.
Yeah, like shit. You triple team them and hell, shit, they still make
play. Well, say, fellas, this been great. It's 10:30. I ain't gonna keep us too much longer. We about done. I saw Willow throw a shot at me and said I'm repeating myself. On top of why he was trying to go to sleep, I started to just put his butt on the screen by itself and let everybody look up his nostrils.
Well, you know what? If you keep this shit interesting, I'm gonna get sleepy. Learn how to take goodbye, sucker.
Oh wow, that's a good ender though. I appreciate that, Willow. That's actually a good one.
You know what I'm gonna pull out for y'all next show, Will? I went in my tub. You know, I got these tub of all the newspaper stuff from the 90s. And I'm gonna show y'all probably the greatest defensive stat line that you're gonna probably ever see in probably high school football. I don't know. Yeah, you
Swaggy Hollywood
when we lost to Sharon Walters.
Ooh, yeah, I was on that one, Coach. I was on that.
You know, going into that game, Will, y'all rushing stats was like negative 200 yards.
Yeah.
To get 20 popped on your
Hey, look, that year they had us in the newspaper. I think that might be that what you're talking about. We had the best defense out of all of football. Like it didn't matter, high school, college, pros.
Y'all know the game was 35. I think it was like 35 yards a game average going into that game.
Yeah, and then they popped us for like 200 or something.
Yeah, 200. Yeah, Charles Walbridge was on y'all ass.
Because their offensive line was bigger than the Cowboys. And this is how I remember that game. It's the first time I learned how to the first time I ever got trapped.
Yeah, I heard you talk about it in the past. I just knew the backstory to it.
Yeah. They pulled that backside guard, Coach, and I got upfield, and I was like, "Oh shit!" They go to running back, and I peeled inside.
You see it coming.
Boom!
That's the best block right there.
Coach James talking about, "Hey baby, what they doing to you?" I said, "I think they holding me, Coach."
Oh Lord. Anyway, that bad joke was the ender. Hey,
y'all need to go to bed, man. Y'all need to go to bed.
Hey, man, we just having fun, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Next week we do it again, man. I appreciate you, coach, both coaches. Pastor Solomon, you got to come back for my ranking show, man, because I think I'm gonna need backup. I'm gonna bring you in, Pastor, because I need backup.
Yes, sir.
Willow, Coach Todd, you've been on like 20 shows this week, man. You ought to be tired of talking. I've seen you about 20 podcasts this week.
It keep me out of trouble, shit. I ain't in them streets.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. Hey, man, shout out to everybody that was in here. Shout out to my grandbaby, made his dub debut today. I need to go back and screenshot that. Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
shots, man. I know I be reading between them shots you be shooting too. We'll talk about it later.
Shout out to the Dub. Hey,
watch this.
Hey, number one Dub.
Hey, Knicks, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hoods, put it in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach trying to stand on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack, he be on the scene, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
Lead wise and go easy, off the easy.